today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good as always.
How have you been since our last session?
Since our last previous session, some things have popped up, that I came and discussed to you about.
Like what?
So,
Feel free to discuss.
As usual, it's always, the first issue was a family issue, but these last, 2 sessions we went to have been work related.
Mm-hmm.
So,
man.
I love my job, and this is all a part of being a supervisor, so it's just learning tips and building blocks, to become, because I want to be the director of the program, I have high expectations for myself. So.
And that's amazing. You should always strive for the best.
Absolutely. So these last previous situation is about my job related.
So what happened?
So I have I'm a supervisor.
Yes.
And we have let me say 3 other supervisors that are not below me but beside me, and they manage other members, other employees. But me right now I only have 2, and but this one particular dude is not even my employee. That's why I'm bringing it up. It's kind of weird from this conversation, So back in the day, like a month ago, so he works down south. He doesn't even work with the trails team. We have a trails team. We have ESP team, which studies plants and animals and all that type of stuff. We just work on the trails and park projects. So I'm not gonna say that we forget about him, about his crew, but this is the member, not the boss. We don't forget about his team, but we send, when we upcoming projects and like different events, we call them all teams, like fun days.
Mm-hmm.
My boss, my old boss, she sends out emails and text messages, and then she double sends us emails as supervisors to make sure the members get them. So this one particular, I guess it was a day or a couple weeks, this member he doesn't normally show up to all teams, which are mandatory. I don't know why he's not come to a mandatory event.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't show up to them anyway. So he asked us towards the end of the event. It was only like 4 o'clock and we were heading out. He's like, he shoots me a text that says, was I supposed to reach out to you guys? If you give me a minute, can I pull it up, please? I'm sorry.
Sure, you sure can.
Because I want to give you exactly, word for word what he gave me.
Okay.
So, I'm going to pull up my phone. Okay, can I read directly from what he said?
Yes.
His name is
if
Jason.
That's what
can
you
I
feel.
share his name? Okay.
I wouldn't share his name.
Oh,
just keep that to yourself, but you can just say the coworker.
Okay, the member. He's not my coworker.
Or the member.
So his direct response was, and this was on March 29th, it was Friday. He said, I have a question. Speaking to me. Now, I want you to keep in mind he's not my supervisor. I mean, I'm not his supervisor. Okay, so he has another supervisor. So he said to me, I have a question. Was there any reason why I was never asked if I needed a ride up north yesterday? Was it just expected of me to drive up there yesterday? So my response, I didn't reply back.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, I called him real quick and I said, let me get up with you and I will have an answer for you. So I hung up the phone and I called my old boss, program manager, and she says that it is his responsibility to reach up to us, and ask for a ride. He lives down south. He's 15 minutes from our meeting location. So to me, personally, there's no excuse for it.
Yeah.
So she said, yes, his responsibility. He's supposed to reach out to you guys. So I called him back and said, listen, the program manager said you should have reached out to us the day before, keeping in mind that you have a calendar, not saying that we don't call him every day, but he has a calendar every day that he looks at saying what upcoming events.
Mm-hmm.
So I told him, listen, the program manager said that prior to all this, you wait until the end of the day to reach out to one of the supervisors to ask for a ride. So it is your responsibility to ask us for a ride to go up north. And I called him. I never replied back to the text because we just got off the phone. Why would I recap everything we just said on the phone, through text message?
Yes.
So, and he's like, you seem calm, you seem cool and collect, himself and all that. I'm sorry, I was just on the phone.
Okay.
So after I tell him that, I'm like, all right, so you reached out to me, da da da. And he said, okay, all right, so, next time I'll make something work. He just said he's having trouble with his Jeep, and I don't mind going to pick him up. I can swing by. We're going past his location.
Yeah.
But if you don't show up, if you're not going to come outside, I'm not going to wait for you. We have, it makes us look bad being late. So he's like, all right, I apologize. It's all good. I'll make sure I reach out to you guys next time. Da, da. And then I reached out to being professional, reached out to his supervisor, like, listen, he didn't show up today. What's going on? Keep in mind, tell him he needs to reach out to me. Because when he joins us, his supervisor goes to the meeting. So he's all my responsibility. So I told him he needs to make sure he calls me and, all that stuff for a ride. He said, okay. And I hung up with Jason, hung up with the guy. And then I hung up with my coworker. And everything was cool. We all got an understanding at the end of the day, hey, reach out to this dude, look for a ride, right? Okay, so then that one passed. And then, I'm sorry, I have to pull up the email. Okay, so then I'm going to say it was April 29th, so I think it was like a week and a half later. So we had this other event on a Saturday. We were doing tree planting. Mm-hmm. And I already know that he doesn't do mandatory events. Mandatory means you have to be there.
Exactly.
But he doesn't show up, right?
Okay.
So I was like, hey, let me reach out to him. And the thing started at 1 o'clock, and I messaged him at 12:30. And we were downside. We were like, if 5 minutes from his house, 5, 6, 10 at the most minutes from his house. So I'm like, are you joining us today? Now, prior to that conversation, and after the conversation we had on the phone, which was that a week and a half distance, we were cool, calm, and collect. I usually reach out to the members, see how they're doing every now and then. But this dude, I'm be honest, I did forget about him. So I asked him, is he joining us today? And I already picked up my members. So the exact response that he said to me was, you can't be serious right now. I texted you over a week ago, and you never responded to my question. I haven't heard from anyone since then. Didn't even know something was going on today. So how was I supposed to be joining you? And my first reaction was, my old self was like, cuss him out, smooth, get at his neck. But this one, I was like, all right, I'm going to be professional. So I was like, let me call my boss before I go off the deep end.
I think that was the better route to take.
Right.
Yeah.
Just not, cussing him out like I wanted to. We all want to do stuff, but, can't do that. I have bills to pay and kids to take care of. But,
I truly understand that. But I think you went the best route that you needed to go in order to keep yourself off the spectrum of your boss.
Right. So, I think I jumped the gun. So, okay. So, after our first conversation about being responsible and asked for a ride, so he applied for a job, not because he looking for a ride, but he just wanted a better pay. Mm-hmm. So, he was a PPO, which is being a park patrol, officer for the parks. So he did his application, did the process, and all the steps he had to take. And at the end of the day, at the end of the thing, he didn't get it. Okay. So that means when I asked him, is he joining us today? And then he gave me all this unnecessary, response, just saying no. Hey, can I call you? I'm upset about something. Mm-hmm. I got this text message. So he was already upset about him not getting the job. Because he told his coworkers that he's upset he didn't get the job. So he applied for another job that's paying less than he's making now. Doesn't make sense to me. It's all good, but you live your life.
Yeah, that's very true.
Right. So he was unhappy. He didn't get the job. So in the result, he was taking out on us and me specifically because he needed somebody to attack and get at. Because he can't do it to my bosses. Because I guess he thought I had no authority. Excuse me. So, after I got a text message that you can't be serious right now, I texted you over a week ago. Now, I'm going to address each part specifically, right? Am I serious? Of course I'm serious. I'm at wonder where you're at. Okay. And today he's my responsibility because he's on my team. And then he said, I texted you over a week ago. Now, to address that issue, I called him on the phone. I feel like, why do I have to recap and summarize and re-detail everything we just discussed in person? Yeah. I mean, not in person, but, on the phone through a text message.
Yeah.
That doesn't... I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. I'm just too knowledgeable. It's just not comprehended to me.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if he wanted to.
Maybe that could have been handled differently as on his part, because maybe he didn't comprehend everything that you were saying over the phone. So maybe he was just trying to ask you in another way.
And I completely get that.
That he needed a little bit more instruction on what he needed to do.
Right, I get that, definitely, yep. And I'm usually well, I don't know to you, but every other time I usually text back, hey, make sure you got me, you cool, we thumbs up, but this falls back on me too. Mm-hmm. But anyway, and then he said, you respond back to my question, and then he says, I haven't heard from anyone since then. Okay, so what he's referring to is staff. So me, my coworker, and then the program manager, and then my supervisor. He's saying that we never reach out to him. Mm-hmm. So now addressing that issue, he already talked slack to his supervisor saying how and my thing is, his supervisor talked about us as well to him, because he used to be in the program and he moved up to his own little group, but he still has our members. So for me, it was unprofessional for him to go to talk to this dude about us, and we're the ones that gave you that job. Mm-hmm. We pushed you out there, put your name out there, and now you're kicking us to the curb, acting like we're trash. That's disrespectful. 2, I don't know why you're talking to an employee about another staff member.
True.
Is that disrespectful or unprofessional or what?
I believe that's a little unprofessional.
He has other staff members that he can talk to.
If he had an issue, yes. The first step, in my opinion, would be to come to you first. And come to you one-on-one, not through a text message, face-to-face, yes. One-on-one, and get out whatever needs to be gotten out.
With the employee there as well.
With the supervisor or whoever else is above the both of you there to monitor. And if then that doesn't work, then maybe you should just separate. Which could be possible, depending on whatever your procedures are for an incident like that at your job.
Yeah, I just thought it was very unprofessional of him. So he was saying that he said, yeah, I haven't heard from anyone since. And he really wanted to say me specifically, but he had to make it broad. And like I was telling you earlier, the program director reaches out every week, sends emails out to everybody. Mm-hmm. And she asks everybody to confirm, say, yes, I got it, thumbs up, woohoo, just to say you got the message. He's one of the people that responds back. So I guess it's particular time. Even if he didn't get the message, he'd call and say, hey, is there something coming up? Yeah. But he has a calendar. If you lose your paper calendar, you have an online calendar. So to me, there's no excuse for it at all. Zero. And then, so there's a northern ESP and a southern ESP, right? The northern ESP, there's a girl up there. Somehow she manages to get all the messages and knows what's going on. And they meet up every week to tell you what's going on. So I don't see why. I feel like this was an excuse for him, because he's leaving anyway. Prior to that, he's giving us 2 weeks, so his last week's is Thursday. So I think he already had that planned out. I'm just going to end with a banger. And to me, that's not always the professional way to do things. And then he's going to be really upset because a lot of people join the program for education. He's not getting it. That was his whole purpose. So he's really going to be upset.
Because he quit?
Mm-hmm. He didn't make his hours.
Oh, okay. You have to have a certain amount of hours. Oh, okay.
In order to get it, yep.
Okay.
So he didn't make that, so he's going to be even more upset. I mean, I'm not really upset about it because you're leaving. But, for him to say he hasn't heard from us, I find that to be false because we reach out to him. Not myself, but the program manager sends emails. That's how we communicate most of the time, through emails. And then one of his coworkers says that he texts him all the time, emails him. He's getting his messages, so I don't see where he's not falling in place at. I thought that was another thing. It's disrespectful. And then he's obviously he didn't know there was anything going on there. And he said, so how's I supposed to be joining you? So that comment was unnecessary. All I need is to know, can I call you? Yeah. I'm feeling some type of way. Mm-hmm. And I'm not the people who are like, all right, dismiss. No, we address the issue and we move on. Exactly. I'm one of those people. So, in my response, and this is what I said to him when I sent it to my supervisor, the program manager, and asked if I was being professional about it. So I said, first off, I don't appreciate you coming off to me like this. I said, I am a team leader, and I still ask for nothing but respect. Second, it is your duty as a team member to reach out to team leaders as well as Leo and Karen, which are my supervisors, for upcoming events and for asking for rides. I said, I didn't have any idea that you were not coming, and that was all that you needed to say. And I said, thank you. I cleaned it up real well. Again, that's not what I wanted to say, but I would never cut somebody out on text message. I'd, go to their face and do it. But, just
well, let's just go into, I don't think that's a good idea either. But you never want to leave a paper trail for yourself. Absolutely. I'll tell you that right
especially
now.
Negative
it's better to have, especially a negative. You want to have that conversation where y'all can go back and forth.
That one-on-one, right.
And get out what you need to get out in a polite manner. Like, don't be nasty, because karma, she come back and she hit pretty hard.
Right.
So the best bet is to just be professional in every way. And if it's a situation where you feel yourself stepping out of your character, you need to back up, either let the text message go or walk away from the conversation and really think, is it worth my job?
Right.
Is it worth what might happen to me if I go off too strong on this person, And a lot of people don't do that. They react, and then they think, and then they're like, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But by then, it's too late, because what you said can't be taken back.
I'm definitely one of those people, yeah.
And some people don't appreciate words hurt. Words hurt more to some than you just smacking them in the back of the head and calling it a day. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Makes sense.
Yeah, so I say that was very professional of you to let it go, talk to your supervisors about it, and then let the conversation just go from there.
And handle it. So bouncing off of that, after I reply to the text message, now usually what I do is I'll draft up a text message. Then I'll send to my boss and say, hey, is this appropriate to say it? But this time I was like, I have confidence that this is professional.
Yeah.
So I sent it to her, and she's like, yeah, absolutely. That you handle it better than I would have, of course. She's like, I'm proud of you. You've grown up. You sent it the way you have. And then I sent to my supervisor, and she said the same thing. Paper trail. Paper trail is very important in this job, especially for when members get smart with you. You can't say, cuss them out. Well, now, what happens on the phone, and they can't nobody prove that. But I text message say, this is what I said to you.
Yeah.
This is how we're going to handle it. So that was sent to me at 12-something. So we get through our whole day and our situation. I go home, start working out in the gym, doing my little oof, trying to be strong. And I get this text message. So after I said it to the kid, the program manager says, don't respond back. We're done. We'll handle it. He's upset because he's quitting and he gets a job. So I go to the gym and I'm working out, running. And I get this notification on my phone. And I have to look at the unlock, my phone's things like that. But anyway, I look at the message that says his name, and then I open it, and it's this long message. So I disregarded it. I ain't got time for that. It's something said, all right, you need to read it, you need to address it. So I read it, and can I read this a long definition?
Sure. If this is your time to vent and get everything out that's happened to you this past week, so go right on ahead.
Right.
And if that's what you want to talk about, I'm here to listen and give you the best advice I can.
Right. So he sent me the definition of I'm a team leader. So he said, here's the definition of a team leader. And this is bouncing off what I said is I'm being respected, you respect I'm a team leader. So he says, a team leader is someone who provides guidance, instruction, direction, and leadership to a group of individuals for the purpose of achieving a key result or a group of aligned results. The team leader monitors the quantitative and qualitative achievements of the team and reports results to a manager. So, and then he continues on to break it down even further of how I didn't specifically be a team leader. So he says, 1, you do not provide guidance because you have not answered my text in over a week. Okay, so my 1 is, yes, you are absolutely right. I did not reply to your text message over a week. 2, because we already on the phone and we already took care of the situation. This is in my defense. So that covers 1. So then he says 2, you do not provide instruction and direction because if you did, I would have known and have received a text message asking where I was. My 2. So I texted you, asked you where I was, where you were, before the event even started. And I gave you more than enough time because you live 7 minutes away from the event. So what's your excuse? Even if you were late, you could have attempted to show up. It was a 3-hour event.
Exactly.
So, and he said you didn't provide instruction because he didn't know. Obviously, you knew because it was on the calendar and you sent emails, text messages, and all that. I specifically know, I do not. My boss takes care of that. I don't even you're not my employee. At the end of the day, you're not. We're not that. You have your own boss. He should have reached out to you, made sure you got it right, and you need to go up there check. That's not me. And then he said, 3, before you send a this is a funny one. Before you send a text claiming you're a team leader, you may want to understand the responsibility of team leader. That's why I really want to go ham on him. Like really slam the hammer down.
So I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any other issues like this with any other coworkers or any of your other members?
Mm-hmm. For my crew?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Because these are older gentlemen. This dude's kind of young. He's a kid to me. I mean, he's older than me, but his ways are like a kid. I don't have this issue with anybody else. So this is new for me.
Mm-hmm. So how do you... And I'm not saying that you handled anything in the wrong way by any means by what I'm about to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you think that you could have handled it differently so it didn't escalate to him even having to send that text message to you saying that?
Well, what I got a text message, the part that really got to him, obviously, because he sent me the definition, is being a team leader. So I don't know if I should have said I'm not a team, you need to respect me, period.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess I could have sent him a text message and say, hey, are you aware of the event? But that's not my job. That's the program manager's job to make sure they are aware of the upcoming events.
Mm-hmm.
So for him to attack me because I'm not in charge of that, and he's well aware of that, it's been 6 months, doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. And I understand that.
And I could have reached out and said, hey, or I could have reached out to Andrew and say, hey, you know we have a upcoming event. Is he coming or not? Mm-hmm. But me already knowing myself, I'm not going. And I wasn't even thinking about that. But way in advance before this, like months and months, I ain't even reaching out to him because I know he's not going to show up to him. But maybe he might have showed up to this one because it's like really like around the corner of his house.
Yeah. So
to answer your question, I guess I could send him a text message, say, hey, where you at? What you doing? You know. But so to finish off the before you send a text message claiming you're a team leader, that was my favorite because I told my supervisor I appreciate him sending me that because now I have knowledge of what a team leader is. Absolutely, I am not upset about that. I'm gonna make sure I cover that.
On all bases, huh?
That was absolutely perfect. I'm glad he sent me the definition. Now I have to look at myself. I wanted to say good job, you can read, but life's not that serious to go in that deep. So to follow up on that, he sends my supervisor text message says, he sends them screenshots what I sent her already of our conversation. Then he adds on and says, okay, so see, look, this is what he said, and he also said this, and he called me and said that. I'm like, bro, I haven't even called him since that. I ignored your text message. My supervisor said, don't even respond to that. So the program manager calls and says, he's even mad at you saying, look, he won't even respond to this message. So now my response to her is, why don't he respond to that? He gave me the definition. He told me how I didn't do my job, and he's upset clearly because he didn't get his job. Me already prior knowing it. So why do I need to further investigate and stir the pot more? Something that's irrelevant. Who's going to be leaving in 2 weeks, and he already told us he doesn't want to be bothered with the program anymore. So for me to respond back, you're right. I could have responded back and say, okay, thank you, I appreciate it. I'll make sure I follow it. But it's not that. I have a job to do. I'm middle of working.
Exactly.
Why do I need to respond back and say, hey, let's escalate? That's the word. I don't need to escalate. And I'm not gonna keep digging a hole. It's about to flood. It's pointless.
And I honestly don't think that you should have responded in a text message like that because anything that you He wants a reaction. So anything that you would have said to him next, it would have popped something else for him to get smart about. If he would have read through the lines or whatever he wanted to see in that text message, it made it into a bigger issue than what it was. By you saying, okay, thank you, he might have jumped to the conclusion of, oh, that's very disrespectful. Right. You don't talk to me like that. And then it could have escalated even further. So I think you did the professional thing by not responding, because had you responded, it could have turned into an even worse situation than what it was.
Right.
So I think you did very good. That is amazing, because not a lot of people can hold their tongue.
I guess I was in a good mood today, but I've been working on. Sessions that definitely helped me to. It's not, you can just do more than just snapping out on somebody because they're assaulting them. Yeah. So after that, I haven't heard anything else from him. And will I reach out to him? Yes, I will. After he leaves the program, and if he chooses not to answer my text message, that's fine. I definitely won't call him. I'll definitely reach out a text message just so he doesn't call back and say, or he's instigating or he's mixing the pot after I left and all that. Because I like checking up on the members after they leave to see, what's up.
Yeah.
If he feels like he doesn't want to respond, that's absolutely his right, and I'm not going to push any further after that. But I just felt it's uncalled for him taking that out on us as a staff, and because you didn't get the job. And we wrote good recommendation letters for him, so for him to talk slack about us, even to reach out to me out of random was just disrespectful. So I don't appreciate that at all.
But I do want to say that I think that you handled that with a lot of professionalism, and it was very wise of you to let that be what it was, that last text message. Sometimes it's not worth it.
Right.
So do you feel like these sessions have really, like these weekly sessions have been helping you get through some of the stuff that you just hold in at work because you're a supervisor now?
Yeah, because I definitely have to hold in. But, yeah, it's kind of an area to, vent and let go of all, I ain't gonna say let go of all problems, but just talk about it and talk it out and, handle things much better in the future. I think these sessions are very beneficial, especially the last, 3-4 topics we've been talking about.
Yeah.
They definitely help out a lot, definitely. And and I'm getting more, I know I'm getting more comfortable, as we come in the long sessions, discussing the situation. But
I've noticed that. The more that you're in here, you're starting to open up a lot more and feel free to speak, because this is an open zone. You can say what you need to say, get out how you need to get out.
Right.
It's not going anywhere. It's between me and you.
And it's definitely good, because at work, like I was telling you, need to be professional. You can't talk to your employees, about problems with other employees or coworkers or their staff and all that. So, I've talked to my supervisor about it, but sometimes you need somebody, that you can cuss and add stuff to and, really say how you really feel. Stuff you can't say to your supervisor, like, I was going to punch him in the face. I can't say that to him.
Yeah, I think they might look at you a little bit differently.
Like maybe you did instigate and stuff,
Yeah. And I understand that 100%, because it's easy to say walk away. It's easy for me to sit here and tell you to walk away, and you did the right thing by backing up and not responding.
Right.
But that one trigger in your mind could have twisted your thought process, and you could have reacted before you thought about the situation.
Right.
And you might not be where you're at right now.
I said I'd probably be out of a job because I don't want to say you caught me on a good day, because I've been doing better with myself and my personality and finding ain't no point in cussing people out. I'm a supervisor, that doesn't look good on me. But even that, I just don't want that to be in my personality, my mindset, just to let me cuss this person out because they cut me off in the road or something. Or stuff like that. So it's not even that necessary. I'm learning to just laugh and stuff, and stress is not that serious. Like that conversation, it was not that. Even if it got deeper than what it was actually, like, all right, I'm gonna pull up and act crazy, it's not even worth it,
It's really not.
And just to bounce back, I know can I add to another topic? I think we discussed it.
You want to talk about something else right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, go ahead.
Yeah, do we still have time? Okay.
Yeah, we got enough time.
Okay. So this is to continue off of this. I think we talked about it. Another employee that was upset because I didn't take his job, but he lost his position.
Oh yes. I remember his name. We will not repeat his name.
Right.
But yes, I do remember.
I'm trying not to. But he was upset. So I don't think I discussed it, but
we briefly spoke about it, and then the session ended, and we were gonna come back this week. But then it was something new that popped up.
Right.
You can talk about whatever you need to talk about.
Right. Life as usual.
Life.
So I don't know if we talked about the last incident, but so we pulled up to the farmhouse and he was sitting there. Now he's not supposed to be on the property. Obviously, you don't work here anymore, and it'd be different if you quit. You know, yeah, you could come back, but you were fired because of overtime reason. So you cut somebody out, you can't do that. So they told me now I'll be on the park property. So I'm pulling up with my team, and he's sitting there in his truck. Now, my first reaction is, well, my employee said, why is he sitting there? I said, I don't know, don't worry about it, I'll get it handled. Now, as I told my employee, I'm not going to talk to him. Don't let our relationship, me and him, stop you from talking to him.
Exactly.
This has nothing to do with you. He's just being unprofessional. I can handle myself. I'm a big boy. Trust and believe. So I'm thinking, why is he sitting here? He's not supposed to be here. So I called my supervisor. She said, and I remember her telling me next time you see him, take pictures. So I took a picture and sent it to him. So I got my car and left, and my employee, I guess, sat there. And I asked him next morning if he was there. If he went over to talk to him, he said no. So my boss said she's going to get a park ranger, to come over and just to supervise us.
Yeah.
And then I noticed I had a lot of scratches on my car. And first I thought, I like getting my car washed, and I thought it was a car wash.
Mm-hmm. So
I seen this dude, and he was parked like close to my car. And somebody don't like you, why would they park next to your car, real close? To me, maybe I'm thinking too deep. But I'm thinking maybe he did something to my car. He want to do something. He done something. He waiting for my reaction. Then let's fight or duke it out. You know. So, but I just left and I called her. So she said the park ranger's on her way. He'll be there when you guys get there and on your way coming back, just for safety. So I talked to the park ranger and he's like, listen, we're gonna go to this house. Tell him you show up again, you're arrested. You're going. Don't show up. And they did that. So the next day they told me, this is Wednesday now. They said. We went to his house and he apologized. He said, I didn't mean to go on on their property. I was just trying to talk to the old supervisor and da-da-da-da. It wasn't meant to be da-da. But again, he never told the officer that. He sent me the text messages and all that. So that's how I know, you're being full of it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I just laughed it off my head. Yeah, I bet you didn't tell you all the messages and all that stuff. He's like, I got the message, but of course, nobody's going to admit to, what. He ain't gonna admit that he did that. So I didn't see him after a while because they told him, you show up again, you're arrested. So about a week, maybe 2 weeks go by. And then we had this upcoming event called Main Event in Newark. And I took my nephew because his birthday was a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that was gonna be my treat from him. Yeah, he just turned 7. Little spoiled brat. But and my employees drove the state vehicle up there, and I told my meeting there, I can't have you can't have family member or anybody else inside the vehicle that's not insured. In case the accident happened, they're not covered.
Exactly.
So, that being said, we get up there and I meet with my supervisor and she's like, all right, tell your employees, to go inside, get settled, get tables, stuff. Yeah, I need to talk to them. So I get in her car and she's like, have you heard from Rob? And I'm like, no. And she's like, and I'm like, why is that? She said, so the other day, her Jeep, she just went out and bought a Jeep like 2 weeks ago. And it was $43,000. She paid it. Brand new. And it's like a light gray, top of the line model, all that stuff. So she says that she caught him, the security people on the camera caught him. He wrote, I ain't gonna say what he said, but a very inappropriate word on the side of her Jeep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, wrote, yeah. And she said she didn't even notice about it until they said, hey, this looks, we see, that's your Jeep you getting in? She's like, yeah, it's my Jeep. What's going on? So the dude you fired wrote this on the side of your Jeep. And she's like, no, he wouldn't do that. He would not do that. And he said, oh, he wouldn't. So they showed him the camera, and it shows him actually, carving it in. I don't know what he was using, but I don't know if it was a rock or something. But it's not just like somebody wrote it. It's like it's scratched, like it was deep and like big, bold, like big shadowed in letters. Like, yeah, I want you to see this. And my thing is, you're dumb. Why would you do it on the property, knowing they got cameras? 2, why would you do it anyway in the first place? 3, just drop the stuff. You're going. Move on. So she said, I think she said either they're doing an investigation or they arrested him. I think she said they arrested him because that's a felony or something. It's against the law. Destruction of property. So she said he keeps filing for unemployment, and we're not giving it to him. We're denying it to him. So if he does it one more time, it's he has like one more time to do that, and they're gonna be like, all right, you can't even come to court to attempt to file it. So if he does it again, he ain't gonna be able to file for it at all. Period. So my thing is, and I'm thinking, yeah, I have scratches on my car that wasn't there, and all of a sudden, like I have an FU on my hood that wasn't there. And this is before he got fired, and me and him was already butting heads in. So I'm like, yeah. And probably previous to this, he already told me that he's done stuff like this before. Like he'll spit in his boss's drinks and do stuff to their car. So that already gives me, prior knowledge. This dude, little, maybe he need to talk to somebody, And he was already in the Army, Air Force, I think. So he has PTSD. So he stresses a lot and has internal problems. But so he's arrested. He's gone for now, but I'm sure they're not gonna keep him there that long. But he's gonna know you can't be doing that to people's stuff, and you need to get over the situation. But I haven't heard from him since, obviously. And then a couple days ago, to bounce off the same dude, he says, my employee says, I have a message for you, but I'm not gonna give it to you. And I said, about and for what is it from? He's like, so the same dude sent me a text message. And this is the same time we were arguing, me and he was arguing. Not arguing, but back and forth text message. But it wasn't even back and forth, he sent me a text message. He said he wanted me to reply a message to you, and I'm like, alright, first, I don't even want to address it, but was it today? He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, because he just talked smart to me today. And I'm like, can I ask you, was it good or bad? He's like, cut to the chase, I'm going to tell you what he said. He said F you. He didn't say the letters. He said the whole word. Tell Glenn to go F himself. The whole word. And I said, what was your response? He's like, I didn't even answer. And he said, I'm not going this between you guys. You need to grow up. You're 53 years old. You need to grow up. This kid's 21. Talking about me. So I said, tell you what, I want you to screenshot it twice. And then I want you to send me a copy so I can forward it to my boss. So she forwarded, and the cops are tracking all it. So he's just building his own record, which is, he's just doing unnecessary. And for me, he's a 54-year-old thing. So, the dude was telling me that he sent me a message and F you. So I screenshot it and sent it to my supervisor. She said, don't respond to it. So, like I said, they were building a case up against him. And, that's why he's like 50 years old. It doesn't make any sense for him to be going back and forth. But I'm a kid to him. I'm young enough to be his son. And he's old enough to be my dad. So, and then, so my boss said to tell my employees, if we hear from him, don't even, reach out to him. It's not even worth it. Just cut it out. But they said he's been reaching out, asking them to, I don't know what he wants, but he's asking them, can you do me a favor? I come over my house, come talk to me. I need to talk to you about something, or whatever the case may be. But I told them I don't know if they're afraid of him or they don't want to get involved. Probably they don't want to get involved in it. But I told them, you guys need to send it to Karen so she can reach out to him and tell him to stop messaging you guys. Now, like Karen was saying, my boss was saying, we can't tell them not to, what they do in their outside time job, we can't tell them not to do. But for their safety and our safety, just avoid those situations. So besides that, I haven't heard anything else from him or from them telling me that he said anything or did anything else. So guess all is well with the world. No news is good news, right?
That's what they say.
Hopefully.
That's what I hear. Old news is old. No news is good news. But do you think that this situation could have been avoided in any way, or was it inevitable? It was gonna happen regardless.
It was gonna happen.
I mean, is that because of
the her car or?
No, just in general with him getting fired and it escalating. Yeah, could any of this have been avoided?
Yeah, and my cousin employee out.
Well, yes, that's true.
And he already knew I was an assistant supervisor, so if he steps out of place, meaning like move on or something happen, obviously I'm gonna be next in line.
Yeah.
So I don't know why that's a surprise because assistants move up most cases.
No, I just want to say that maybe sometimes it's hard for people to handle that, and because he already suffered from PTSD and maybe other mental issues that we just don't know about, it could have been an overwhelming and alarming situation for him to handle, and he just took it out. You know how we just talked about how people react before they think?
Right.
I think he's more of from what you're telling me and what I know about him through your eyes,
right.
He's a reactional person.
Like he reacts.
He reacts first, thinks later. And he may feel sorry about it, he may not feel sorry about it.
I can't tell you.
We don't know. And we'll probably never know because the contact should stay away from each other.
Right.
But I think he'll understand a lot more that that's just not the way to go. Hopefully. It's not. It's never gonna be that way that you should handle a situation.
Yeah.
Because it always comes back on you. Always.
Right. The fight goes off unnecessary, seriously.
Yes. I believe. But I think that you, once again, with the sessions and you understanding that you need to just think first and not give these people the attention. Good, thank you. I couldn't get it out. The attention to put you in situations that don't need to be there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that this is really helping you. Do you think that these sessions are helping you?
Yeah, as I said before, definitely a stepping stone or a stool for me to I don't want to say boost myself up, but to be aware and cope with situations a lot more better. Definitely appreciate it. And plus, I've been taking these leadership academy classes, so they definitely told me, along with this session, not to snap out, how to handle it and how to go about it. And this session kind of helps me get reactions, and that can help me. I didn't say both kind of help me the same way, reactions and being professional about it, and what if this happens, how to say this, or what you could do better next time.
Yeah, definitely.
So for me, hopefully, I'm trying to have less next times and all right, good job handling that way.
Well, Glenn, our session is coming to a bit of an end. Is there anything else that you would like to talk about or discuss today?
Honestly, I think we covered it all. And I think this is a very good last sessions to wrapping everything up. So definitely appreciate it. And all that.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you came in and seen me today. It was nice. It's always nice talking to you. And
it really truly is an honor.
Being your release for the week. Now you get to start fresh. And we'll see what comes in store for next week, sir. I thank you for coming today. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You as well. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right. I'll see you to the door.
All right. Thank you so much. Oh, can I pull you aside one more time?
Yes. What is it?
So our next schedule that we have, I think is next Tuesday.
Yes.
Can I reschedule that on my calendar?
Sure. Let me look on my calendar and see what I have.
Because I have a doctor's appointment today. Can we do Wednesday?
I have an appointment on Wednesday. Is there any other day you can do for that week?
What about the Friday? I'm usually free a little bit on Fridays.
Friday around what time?
Does 2:30 work? Is that alright?
Yes, 2:30 works for me.
Actually, let's do 2:45. I'm sorry.
Yes, that's perfect.
All right. Thank you. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're okay.
Thank you so much.
I'll see you on Friday at 2:30.
Thank you for.
You have a wonderful day.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.